Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Okay. So I want to talk about a couple different things. So first of all, yesterday morning, I woke up and I heard immediately Gallup to Galilee. So I was like, "What? What is this? What does this mean?" Sorry, I was so thirsty. um, so Gallup to Galilee, right? I want to try to tap more into this energy, and kind of see what, what we can get, what spirit wants to convey. Um, so upon Googling, which I knew Galilee was something biblical, right? So upon Googling that, um, it says, "Do not fear and go to Galilee." These words indicate how the disciples are to discern the way ahead after the passion, death, and resurrection of the Lord. So, just having said that, um, it seems that there is some kind of resurrection perhaps happening in your life or is about to happen in your life. Um, so I also looked up in a spiritual context, Galilee represents a place of profound spiritual awakening and renewal. Um, and it is the place that it's the place that Jesus performed many miracles and taught a lot of key lessons, um, where people were able to connect with his teachings and his experience and have a sense of divine presence. It's a region of transformation and new beginnings. So, having said that, um, I want to try to tap more into that and just see what needs to come out, or what message Spirit has for you today. Now, I know this was yesterday's energy. Um, I wanted some time, I guess, to kind of let it percolate and really kind of sink into it, and how this, or what this means, essentially. Alright, so let's just dig in here. Let's just see what Spirit, the Divine, has to say on the matter. So as usual, I'm going to start with the confirmation affirmation. I did already kind of pre-shuffle a few different decks here. Whew, sorry, I lit a patchouli incense and I'm like breathing it. I'm like breathing it in. It's so much right now. I love it though. I love the smell of patchouli. It's just like right in my face. Okay. Yeah, I did pull a few different decks here. I'm just gonna start pulling cards, and we're gonna see what happens here. Okay. Spirit, angels, guides, what do you have to say about Gallup to Galilee? All right, we got one. Two. Anything else? Three. Okay, so we got 3. Let me just move my phone out of the way here somehow. There we go. We got 3 confirmation affirmation cards. So let's just... Okay, let's move on. I'm going to pull from this deck. Human Spirit Oracle, Broken Open, I'm noticing. Gallup to Galilee. What do you want to say about that, Spirit? So when I think, you know, Gallup, automatically I was thinking of like a horse, you know. Gallup to Galilee. What do we want to say about this, Spirit? Interesting. Am I taking those? Okay. I heard no. Let's try this again. Gallup to Galilee. What do you want to say about that? Give it a whirl. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else in this deck. Okay. Give it a whirl. Gallup to Galilee. This card is number 27, which is a 9. Noticing the keys here and the gears on her dress. It's almost like something heart space. There's also a moth or perhaps a butterfly, as well as the time. There's a clock here. I can't see what the time is. There's something... It says something up here. I can't read it. Something... Post... Casted? not sure. Give it a whirl. Stillness at the bottom of the deck. Gallup to Galilee. Resurrection. Rebirth. Can you clarify this, Spirit? Clarify, give it a whirl. Something about you have the keys. You have the keys. Instinct. Follow your instincts. Can I have a little more? What is give it a whirl? I'm really drawn to her eyes here, too. It's like seeing, she's got goggles on. It's like she's seeing something differently. Is there anything else about this that you can say, or do I need to grab the tarot? Tarot. Okay. Rest is at the bottom of the deck again. It was the first time I quit shuffling too when Instinct came out. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Creative expression. Okay. Gallup to Galilee. Give it a whirl. What else do you want to say, Spirit? What do we need to know about Gallup to Galilee? Miracles. Resurrection. Thank you. The Hierophant. So religion, tradition, education, traditional values, faith. I feel like I want to read the Give It a Whirl card. I just... Here we go. The Give It a Whirl card says, And there's butterflies on this card too. Or on the page, I mean. The more, what is it called? The blue morphos butterfly? That's kind of what it looks like. Okay. So it says, new and improved. Try something new. Who knows? You might like it. Settling into a comfort zone makes your horizon awfully dull and monotonous. Let's try a new hobby or even just walking down a different street on your way home. Being spontaneous can recharge the soul, give you a newfound passion for something. Think of all the possibilities. Oh, I was just talking about this today. I'll circle back to that in a second. All you have to do is try, because if you do, because if you do not, you will never know what could have been. You might just be unlocking something you didn't even know you were missing out on. Okay. So give it a whirl. Instinct. Follow your instincts. Right. Follow your instincts, your intuition. Okay. So oddly enough, I was actually just talking to my therapist about that same sort of energy. So when how did I explain this? We were talking about career, like jobs, right? And how like there's keys on this card too. And how I wanted to have like some kind of a plan, right? Like a structured sort of plan of action. Like not happy in my current career, right? It doesn't feel fulfilling, like I'm doing something that matters to me and this, that, and the other. So I was talking about how it's a simple perspective shift. Like, and how I wanted to have like a set plan in place. Like I wanted to do like a step by step sort of deal, right? And have like an end goal in mind and then like take whatever steps needed to get there. Which is fine. Um but here's the other thing that he was like, "Well, what about, I wanted to have like a more direct sort of plan of action put into place for where I wanted to go, right?" And he was like, "Well, what if or like are you opposed to kind of going in every which direction?" And I said, "No." I said, "Actually, that's or like trying different things or whatever." And I said, "Actually, that's where all of the possibilities lie. Sometimes not having a plan is the best plan. And the reason for that, in my view, is because if you have a set plan in place or a set mode of thinking or way of perceiving or certain way of viewing something, then you're limiting your mental capacity, or you're limiting yourself to like, nope, it has to go this way, this has to be like this, blah 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 blah, or it's not gonna work, or it's not good enough, or whatever the case is, right? But by not having a plan and just moving by instinct, right, is sometimes the best plan, because you're not fixed on one course of action or one way to get to where you want to go. you're allowing the universe and, spirit to kind of move more freely in your life, and to take you to that place. And you might, you never know what could happen. I mean, there are so many possibilities of ways that things could go. Like, we're still all going to get to the destination, right? But it's not about the destination, it's about the journey to get to the destination. So, like, and if you're not, oh, who said this? I just got it in my head. So, there's a quote out there, and I'm not sure who said it, but it, they said, if you're not, how does it go? Something like, if you're not enjoying the journey, will the destination even be worth it? Like, if the journey itself to get there isn't enjoyable, then will the destination even be enjoyable? Like, if you're not, yeah, if you're not enjoying the travel, the journey, the lessons, the different sort of avenues that your life kind of goes down, um, then will your destination even be enjoyable once you get there? Like, if it's just a straight shot, which, yeah, that's the most efficient way, of course. Like, if it's just a straight shot, you know where you're going. But, like, it's like the give it a whirl card says, right? Sometimes taking the path less traveled leads to a sense of possibility and adventure, and, like, just a different way of seeing things. I mean, think like, I'm going to go get in my car and I'm going to go to Walmart, right? I know that's my destination. I know I'm going to Walmart, and I know the roads that I typically take to get to Walmart. And let's say that I leave, I don't know, 5 minutes later than I typically would to go to Walmart at this specific time because that's when it's less busy or something. And this time, because I left 5 minutes later, or because, something else happened, right? And I wasn't able to leave for 5 minutes later than I typically would. I now have to take a different route to get there. Or it's like, oh gosh, I know what I'm trying to say. It's just so hard to try to explain it. Maybe I avoided an accident because I had to wait 5 minutes. I mean, anything, like, sometimes we just don't know. Sometimes we just don't know why something has happened the way that it has, because we can't see everything, right? I mean, we can see pretty far, like, potential potential realities or potential outcomes to certain things, right? But we can't see everything in the whole broader perspective of things. So sometimes, oh crap, my battery's gonna die. No. Sometimes no plan is the best plan. I think we're still going, so I'm just gonna, maybe I'll try to plug it in really quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna pause this. Ah, yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. And so, adding that, right? Adding that thought process to um, Gallup to Galilee with the miracles, right? It sometimes, I mean, a lot of the time, there are, it depends on your definition of miracle. Like, maybe you missing that, If you had left 5 minutes prior, like when you typically would leave to go to that place, right? Maybe you would have been involved in that accident. But because you had to leave 5 minutes after, you missed it. Spirit, um, that's a miracle. The miracle is that you missed the accident. But sometimes we view things not in that manner, right? We view things like that as like an inconvenience, you know? So a lot of the time it's just kind of switching your perspective too. Um, and instead of viewing things as an inconvenience, try to see the blessing in it. Um, and I know that sometimes that's difficult because again, we can't see everything, but just internally know that whatever happened that seems like an inconvenience to you happened for a reason, even if you don't know what that reason is. Okay. So, right. The Gallup to Galilee. I think that there's multiple things happening here. It's like your rebirth, your resurrection, right? This resurrection. Um, but the path to get to that seems like an inconvenience. It seems like it's all over the place, maybe. But there's a reason. There's a reason that the events are occurring in the way that they're occurring, even if you can't see it right now. The universe is always working in your favor. God, your angels, the divine is always working for the highest good of you and everyone, for the all, right? So, and I also think that that's part of what this even says social groups on here: faith, knowledge, beliefs, values, third eye chakra, right? And 5. The number 5 is change, right? Change, transformation, rebirth, resurrection, right? The passion, the death, and the resurrection. And what is it? I don't know what verse it is. In the Bible, though, it says something about the renewing of your mind, right? That's like a rebirth of your mind. The way in which you think or perceive or view the world, yourself, circumstance, whatever the case is. It's a renewing of the mind. Okay. Whew. Culmination, right. It's a culmination of all the knowledge that you've learned. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Took me a minute to get there. Okay. All right, Spirit. Just saw the Wheel of Fortune. So fate, destiny, divine timing. And the Sun card. The Sun. Okay. Anything else we want to say about Gallup to Galilee, Spirit? Anything else? Ooh. Conflict. How does that relate? The Empress. Ten of Cups. Give me more on conflict. What is this about? So what is the Five of Wands? Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more about the Five of Wands. Thank you. So we got the Ace of Cups, the Sun, and the World. Or the Wheel of Fortune, I'm sorry. That would have been funny if the World was at the bottom of the deck. Okay. But we do have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So what is this conflict? Are we just... Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so the conflict may be internal or it could be external, right? If you're trying to change your perception about something, it could be an internal conflict that you're having. Or it could be a conflict with an energy that's outside of you, too, that is not... that is not interested, let's say, in viewing things in the way that you view them. So we can go about that in one of two ways, right? Well, we can go about that in multiple ways. But what if we, instead of having this conflict, what if we come from a place of understanding and curiosity and ask more questions and try to figure out, you know, why this person is viewing things in the way that they are. And we're never going to know everything that is going on in someone's head, right? We're never going to know their internal sort of monologue or how whatever experiences that they have been through are shaping their thought patterns or their beliefs or why they are resistant to viewing things differently. Yeah, I mean, instead of having a conflict about it, if we got curious and open and vulnerable, I just feel like we could work together so much better. and accomplish more. Um, and it's not all about accomplishment, you know. Some of it's just simple understanding, or but we have to be open enough and um, kind of willing enough to be curious and to try to understand and try to find that middle ground, because there is a middle ground. um, there always is, you know. So yeah, I think that, like I said, either the conflict is an internal one with yourself, where you're now kind of opening to these renewing of the mind, right? You're opening to these different ways of being, doing, or perceiving, or living in the world. And that could be different from how you were raised, right? And that can be difficult. That can cause internal conflict, because you're essentially reprogramming. You're saying to yourself that, no, this thing that I learned back here, I don't agree with that anymore. I don't resonate with that anymore. And essentially what you're doing, and some of it may be religious, with the Hierophant being here. And there may be parts of religious teachings that you don't agree with. And now that you have opened your mind further and started to see different perceptions and different ways of doing and being, that could cause somewhat of an internal conflict, because you're leaving some of this behind because it no longer resonates. Maybe instead of being religious in nature, or taking on this religious, structured, sort of traditional way of doing things, or being, or living in the world, right? You are changing that. And not necessarily that you don't believe in the divine, because we are all divine, right? We are all pieces of the whole. But some of the teachings from that religious perspective that you grew up with, perhaps you don't agree with anymore. And that's fine. That's why we have multiple religions. That's why we have multiple spiritual practices. It's not, and to me, I don't think that one way is better than another. I think that whatever way resonates for you is whatever way resonates for you. I think there's beauty in all the different religions and all the different spiritual practices, and we can actually learn a lot about each other from being open-minded enough to explore those differences. I don't know. Somebody needed to hear that. Anyway, so yeah, after the conflict here, then we have the Ace of Cups, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune. So the Ace of Cups is new beginnings, right? the new, um, oh, also in the Bible, it says something, you cannot put old wine into new wineskins, right? So it's like, now that you've opened your mind to this new perspective, this new reality, this new way of being or living or doing or presenting in the world, right? Or even in yourself. Um, you can't go back. You can't go back. And you don't want to. Like, why would you want to go back? Why would you want to go back to feeling oppressed or constrained or restricted or and maybe that's not how you feel, and that's fine. But some people I know do. Some people I know do feel that way. Depending on their upbringing. And I'm not speaking on just religion here. I'm speaking in terms of, anything. Like, maybe you had a parent that really just didn't believe in you. And you don't agree with that. You believe in yourself, right? But that voice of that parent is still in your head, right? Every time you try to like burst free and like you know express yourself to your fullest potential, right? You have that yeah, potential for abundance. Thank you, Spirit. Having, where was I going with that? Every time you have this, let's say this creative spark, right? And you're you're believing in yourself and you feel like, yeah, I got this, I can do this, then you have that little voice of your parent in your head, if that's how you grew up. This is just an example, take it or leave it, but and now that you're challenging that, right? You're challenging um, that belief of that parent, and you're saying, no, that is their belief. That's not my belief, right? You're kind of separating what your parent or parents, or even school teachers, or even kids, other people around you. Like, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. But now that you're starting to challenge that and separating, no, that is theirs, not mine. That could be causing some sort of conflict, internal conflict within you too, because you're no longer minimizing. You're no longer minimizing yourself or reducing yourself down to what somebody else believes to be true about you. What they believe to be true about you is what they believe to be true. And that's accepting that. Like, accepting that you are not able to change the way that they view and perceive you, and that's fine. Some of the ways in which people view other people are what suits them at that point in time for their highest good, right? They view you however it is that they need to view you at that moment in time, because it's teaching them something. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true about you, right? Not at your core, not at your essence, right? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Maybe somebody needed to hear that, though. Yes. Okay. So, right. New beginnings, new relationships, new romance, love, happiness, joy, celebration, right? So, there's renewing of your mind and, maybe, it's a renewing even on a deeper level than that, like a soul level, spirit level. Um, it's like you're kind of just, you have this overflow now, or it's coming to you if you're not already feeling this. And yeah, and then with the sun, success, freedom, joy, and openness, right? Truth, self expression, enthusiasm, optimism, freedom. And then the Wheel of Fortune, fate, transformation, and luck, good fortune, defining moments, cycles of life, destiny, wealth, opportunities. It's like this rebirth was already planned. It was already supposed to happen. It was already going to happen. We got potential for abundance, the Ace of Pentacles, right? Which we had the Wheel of Fortune, wealth, Page of Swords, curiosity. Get curious. Get curious about what could happen. Okay. Where do we want to go now, Spirit? Okay. If you are working on changing your thought patterns to be more in alignment with who you are, your soul, your spirit, how you want to present yourself in the world, soul family, just know that you're not alone and know that you can do this, and reprogramming your thoughts and beliefs and perceptions is not an easy thing to do. It takes time and patience and dedication, and yeah, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it in the end. Well, I mean, I don't want to say the end, but it's worth it. It can change your life. What is that? Who says that? You will not change the world if you will not change yourself, or something like that. Like the change has to come from within first. Okay. What else do we want to say about any of this, Spirit? Sephram's Gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. Thank you. Serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. Yeah, see, Spirit's like egging you on. Like, yes, you got this. Keep going. You're divinely supported right now at this time. I mean, always, but I feel like there's a little extra support around you right now as you're proceeding through there anything else? No. Okay. Memories of Atlantis underneath the deck here. Spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. Okay. Let me read these. $124. All right. This is a beautiful card, though, too, by the way. Okay. Sephram's Gateway says, the Seraphim, sorry, it's Seraphim. The Seraphim are the highest form of angelic beings who are said to radiate from the heart of Source. They have been described in many different ways through the ages, but what is common is the idea that a brilliant light emanates from them. The word seraphim means burning ones. For in ancient times, light was associated with fire, as this was the main source of light within homes. Ooh, you know what I just heard? Heart on fire. Ooh, okay. These beings of infinite light are essentially divine love that is taking on an angelic form in order to serve the universe. When they have appeared psychically, they have been described as having 6 wings, and they are known for their heavenly voices. In fact, miraculous planetary shifts are reported to take place when they sing. In the heavenly realms, they sing in constant praise of the Creator. Other angelic presences report to them with regard to their spiritual duty, as it were. It doesn't operate in such a linear way, but this is the best way for us to understand the process. If you have ever woken up hearing your name being sung, the seraphim have visited you. When they come to you, know that you are blessed to be in the presence of angelic beings that emanate directly from the heart of Source. Their voices will help awaken the angelic presence you hold within, so that you can support the expansion of the world. Connect. It says, visualize yourself immersed in golden light, then say, thank you, mighty seraphim, for blessing me with your loving presence and for supporting me in awakening the angelic frequencies I have within. The message says, you are blessed to receive the light of the seraphim. Know that these beings of infinite light are singing your name in the heavens to unlock the power of your own voice. Angelic support surrounds you at this time. Know that you are safe, for you are being held by the presence of love. The seraphim are witnessing the glory of your being and activating your angelic qualities. You care deeply about the welfare of the planet and all her beings. In fact, you are hoping to make a great difference in the world. And the reason for this is you are carrying angelic light. Let it shine on the world around you. Boom! Yes! I love that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, let's look at the Sirius star blessings. 130. Okay. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky and was of the utmost importance to the ancient Egyptians. In fact, our current new year was celebrated as the coming of Sopdet, the goddess queen of Sirius. As during the last week of December, Sirius can be found high in the sky between midnight and dawn. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. So, during my dark night of the soul, awakening, whatever you want to call it, I had this moment in time where I started humming a song that I had never heard before. and I didn't know what it was. It sounded familiar, right? I know I'm getting off base here just for a second. This is important. Um, I started, oh, my nose. I started to hear this song or like hum it, right? And it sounded like it was familiar, but I didn't know like how I knew it or where it was from or what, it just sounded familiar to me though. And so what I did was I got on Google, right? And I hit the little music note thing and I started to hum what I was hearing into Google to see, well, what's going to come up? Like what, let's just see what comes up. I know I know this song, but I don't know the song, right? This song I had never heard it before. So this is so interesting. Okay. I'm going to share the song with you. And I've like never told anybody this. I think maybe two people know, aside from the other person that was there when it happened. Um, the song is called To My Beloved. And it's by New Wine. Um, do I want to play it? We're already at 55 minutes. Interesting. 5-5. Okay. Um, okay, let me finish reading this serious star blessings and then I will play the song, okay? And then I want to pull one more card from or I want to pull one card from this deck and one from the Isis Oracle too. And then we'll look at our confirmation affirmations and I'll close out the reading. Okay. The Sirius star system is the home of a race of humanoid beings who most likely live in a dimension higher than our own. It's believed that these beings can be contacted through spiritual practice. Tuning into the realm, the realm, interesting, can enable us to receive high frequency spiritual downloads. This card draws the bright light of Sirius and the support of Sirian star beings into our world. When it comes to us, it helps us find light in moments of darkness and uncertainty and to continue on. Okay, that is exactly what that song did for me. Let me continue. If you feel strongly connected to Sirius and its star beings, it's likely that you are connected to them on a spiritual level. And if you take time to locate the star in the sky, you might even have a sense of coming home. Find an image of Sirius online or look for the star in the sky. Imagine a great beam of light coming down from it and washing over your being. Know that the electric blue frequency will be supporting you as you move forward. Your message says, the message that comes with this gateway is a giant yes. It brings the energy of wishing on a star and seeing that wish come true. This is a time for you to move forward with any projects or ideas that you have felt called to carry out. There is an energy of positivity, abundance, and excitement surrounding you at this time. See, that's what we got too with the Ace of Cups and the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. That's talking about the same energy there. Whatever dreams you've been revisiting recently aren't dreams but premonitions. Know that whatever you're connecting with on the inside is soon to be something you'll be experiencing in the physical. So think about what you desire instead of what you fear. Oh my gosh, I said that too. I said that too to my therapist today. I was like, yeah, some people get stuck in that fear space when they're trying to like break out of um some old way of being or doing, right? And they typically tend to let the fear stop them instead of turning it around and viewing it from like, how could this work for me? How could this work out the best way? Like, but people tend to let that fear get um, get lodged in there and then just kind of percolate on that and do like a negative sort of spiral with their thoughts instead of starting to look at, hey, what if I viewed this, how could this work to benefit me? Viewing it from that kind of perspective instead of being afraid of it. Um, See yourself celebrating as your wildest dreams have come true. As you do so, you'll be creating the perfect energy for them to manifest in your world. Beautiful. Okay, I love that so much. You guys got this. Whoever this is for, whoever's hearing this right now, you got it. You got it. I trust you. Trust yourself. I believe in you. I'm here for it. Whatever it is, I'm here for it, man. And Spirit's here for it. Okay. Maybe I'll just end with the song. Okay, I'm going to end with the song. But let's pull from this deck really quick. I want to get a little message from here. And a message from Isis. And we will close it out. What do we want to say from this deck, Spirit? Thank you. Remembrance. Rosemary. There are 2 blue jays in this card as well. Remembrance. Yeah. Like, remember who the heck you are, dude. Okay. Remember who you are. Hold on. With Rosemary, page 156. Ah, here we go. The bluebirds, too. They may not be blue jays, but they're definitely bluebirds. Okay. Rosemary is the smell of deja vu and the afterbreath of nostalgia. Her gift is the faint scent that teases and vanishes, leaving you longing for something you can't quite name, with memories that crest and crash, pulling you, gasping into their undertow. In Victorian times, rosemary was said to say, "Remember me." This is but a small part of her magic. Rosemary can ease remembrance, softening sharp edges, or she can dredge the distant past, pulling on your DNA to bring forward the longings of lineage. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, like your star DNA, right? Okay. Okay. Crush the leaves, hold them to your nose. The past is encoded into our cellular memory. Rosemary whispers, sink into the knowledge that lives in your bones. Let memory rise up from the body of your being. Okay, Spirit, I see you. This is crazy. There's a ritual here. Honoring ancestral memory. Rosemary's magic lies in her scent and the volatile oil hidden in her leaves. Science has affirmed that the smell of rosemary's essential oil enhances memory. Here's how it works. When you inhale rosemary, her vaporous oils cross through the mucous membranes in your nose and enter your bloodstream. Recall is significantly improved with rosemary flowing in your veins. You can get a good whiff of rosemary by crushing fresh leaves between your fingers or by rubbing a drop of rosemary essential oil between your palms. Then hold your hands over your nose and inhale for a few minutes. Notice how you feel. So it says, remembering your lineage. Connect with your ancestral past through free writing. Here's how. Grab a notebook and set a timer for 10 minutes. Below is a prompt to start writing. After you read it, begin writing and don't stop until your timer goes off. I can almost guarantee that you'll feel silly or lost or confused for at least the first 3 minutes. You'll feel like you're making things up or that you don't know what to write. Keep writing. At a certain point, your ego will step aside, and that is when the magic happens. Here's your writing prompt. Dear name of whatever ancestor, I'm working to deepen my ancestral ties. Is there anything you'd like to share with me? Now start writing, answering in the voice of your ancestor. So the reflection says, Rosemary whispers the memories of this lifetime, but she also reminds us of the kitchens of generations past and the scent of camphor mixing with sea air. Our DNA has traveled through millennia. When we think of memory, we focus on the people we ourselves have known, grandparents, great aunts, cousins twice removed. Our thoughts tend to be based on personalities, experiences, likes, or dislikes. Rosemary asks us to travel beyond those associations to feel for the memory that lives in the twisting threads of our chromosomes. This is what it means to honor our ancestors and to be rooted in our own history. What if your bones are ancient bedrock and your laugh the wild wind? What if you are not only an individual, but the present incarnation of a long lineage? Remember. Memory is a complicated thing, a relative to truth, but not its twin. That's freaking beautiful. Okay. First of all, I love that. Secondly, clearly you need to connect with your ancestors. I myself have an altar for mine. I have, just different things, special things that remind me of them or are special to me. Like I find feathers a lot. And so I have some of my favorite ones on there. My dad's mom recently passed away January 2nd, on my dad's birthday, actually. Or that's when we found her. And so I have some of her ashes in a necklace on my altar as well, along with my holy water and a few other things that are meaningful to me. So connect with your ancestors. Yeah, clearly that needed to be known. Okay. All right, let's get a message from Isis really quick. Then we'll look at our confirmation affirmations, and then I will play the song and I'll close it out. I know this is kind of long, so if you're still here, we're at 1 hour and 7 minutes. So if you're still here, thank you. If anything that I've said is resonating or helps you in any kind of way, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I would really like to keep doing this, and but yeah, I'm gonna need some help from you guys if you want to keep hearing messages. So any help would be appreciated. If you know somebody that could benefit from hearing this message as well, please don't hesitate to share it with them. Okay. What do I need to say out of this deck, Spirit? goodness. Get out of town. Okay. I'm going to read this first and then I'll read the next one. Or the one at the bottom of the deck. All right. So, interestingly enough, the bottom of the stars of the activation light oracle, or gateway of light activation, sorry. We have this same symbol here. All right. Mother of life. When life seems dry, depleted, filled with repetitive tasks, or simply stagnant and stifled, Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave. Open your arms and receive. The bottom of the deck says, Lady of the Stars. Sirius. Guys, I cannot make this up. I couldn't even if I tried. Okay. Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom at an extremely high vibration. She brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. Heck yeah, it is. Your rebirth, baby. Okay. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Are we ready? Let's get our confirmation affirmations, and then I'm going to close it out with the song. Okay, guys? Okay. The first one says, I am already abundant beyond measure. Of course you are. The second one says, I release control of my plans to make way for my destiny. That's that Wheel of Fortune energy. And basically what I was talking about this whole time too, of like, sometimes our plans don't work out because it's not part of the divine plan, the bigger plan. And that's okay. And sometimes we just don't see it that way in the moment, but it is all for a reason. And then, interesting, because at the bottom of the deck we had rest here too. This card says, it is safe for me to rest. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. I'm going to play this song really quickly, and then I have to go pick up my kid from school.
You're wasting tons of money on deodorant.
Oh my goodness.
Stop it. Did you know deodorants don't actually stop sweat? Deodorant.
Okay, sorry about the ad, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Jesus, my love, here in the waiting I watch and pray. It's midnight, I perceive the one my heart loves drawing near. Jesus, my Lord, attentive I'll be to the call. Behold, he's coming. Go out to meet him. You will be more than I've dreamt of. Find my lamp filled with oil. Your spirit in me, moving in power. Find me here. find meaning of righteousness, while hand in hand and face to face, presented to you by the Father, a spotless bride, pure and bright. The bride sings, the bride cries, no eye has seen, no ear has heard what you've prepared for those who love you, Lord. No eye has seen, no ear has heard what you've prepared for those who love you, Lord. No eye has seen, no ear has heard what you've prepared for those who love you, Lord. No eye has seen, no ear has heard what you've prepared for those who love you, Lord. No eye has seen, no ear has heard what you've prepared for those who love you, Lord. No eye has seen, no ear has heard what you've prepared for those who love you, We'll be praying and watching till you come back for me. Jesus, at last, I know you'll be worth the wait. I'll fight the fight, I'll endure it all till we're together in heaven.
Okay, guys. I I'm gonna love you and leave you right there, I guess. it's We're an hour and 20 minutes, so um yeah, if that helped you in any kind of way, please, yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.